What's up, everyone? Eli here, back for a collection update video. Sorry about the shaky cam there. So we got some CDs and we got a couple horror DVDs that I'm kind of happy to talk about, I guess. Drinking another one of these, born and raised IPA, brewed not far from where I live. And in the background, we're listening to Deep Horizons of Eternity. It is a split, it's a three-way split between one of my favorite black metal bands, Marble Bog, out of Hungary, and then another band I really like out of the U.S. I could never, it's like a Polish-sounding name. I'll never know how to pronounce it. Kawe. I don't know. You might know them. U.S. band. They sound a lot like maybe like Forest or Bronicald, other bands that I like. And then another band, a third band that I've never heard of called Verzivitar. Goddamn, Verzivitar. Another Hungarian black metal band that I'm not familiar with. But anyways, came out on Hammer of Damnation out of Brazil. I used to have these in my distro, but I actually just sold my last copy today. So unfortunately, I wouldn't be able to sell you one, but I'm sure you could find one online if you like what you hear. I'm sure some nice seller on Discogs will be happy to overcharge you. But yeah. So anyways, we'll start with the DVDs. I only got 3 of them, but there's some good ones as far as I know. We got Splinter to start with. This came out not long ago. Oh, 2009. Shit. I thought it was more recent than that. Cool movie. I remember it coming out, and I remember like streaming it online, and I watched it for like 2 minutes, and I turned it off. I don't remember why, thinking I wasn't going to be into it or something. But I'm glad that I actually finished it this time, and I'm glad I bought it. To be honest with you, it's a cool movie. Kind of reminds me of like a modern version of like The Thing. Believe it or not, it's really cool. It's about these. It's about this young couple who are out camping or whatever. They end up getting hijacked basically by this like escaped con. They go to this gas station, and they end up getting pretty much stuck inside the gas station because there's monsters. But anyways, yeah, the monsters are really fucking cool, really unique actually, and just a cool movie. Splinter, definitely go watch it. Here's a movie I haven't ever seen, but I know my buddy John really likes this series, so I kind of, anytime he mentions something, I usually go track it down because I'm a dork like that. Demonic Toys 2. Never seen the first one or any of the others, but this is a full moon picture. Just kind of like a whole bunch of others that I can't remember right now. But anyways, yeah, the original came out in like 1990 or something like that. In the early 90s. This is 2009. So there was I guess a big gap between movies. I don't know. It probably sucks, but hopefully it's at least a fun watch. Yeah, Puppet Master. That's what. Yeah, Full Moon did the original Puppet Masters, among others, many others. The Full Moon catalog is massive. Oh, and by the way, I'm using my cell phone to record this, so if it looks or sounds like shit, or if I don't even know if it'll get uploaded, but we'll see. My phone's a little bit old. I'm not one of those, humans that gets a new phone every year. Fuck, this phone's probably 5 years old or more, so we'll see. We'll see how this video turns out. And last but definitely not least, we got Bone Tomahawk. A lot of buzz around this one when it came out a couple years back, 2015. Man, it's been 4 years. This movie is really fucking cool. Written and directed by S. Craig Zoller. I mentioned him before in at least one of my videos. He does movies now. He used to be a writer for Metal Maniacs back in the day, so along with Mr. Marty Worm. So man, what a badass. He's been doing really killer movies. This one is, no slouch. It's got a great cast. Kurt Russell, Patrick Wilson, Matthew Fox, Richard Jenkins, David Arquette, Sid Haig's got a cameo. It's awesome. It's basically about this the sheriff, played by Kurt Russell, who is going to try to liberate some people from his town that were kidnapped, and man, there's some twists. It's definitely I would call it a western with some horror twists. It's pretty badass. All right, on to the CDs. I got a small stack here. Starting with Blind Guardian, A Night at the Opera. This is I got it real cheap used. This is one of the newer re-releases, so it's a double disc and it's a digipack, but whatever, man. So yeah, it's got an extra disc of, I believe it's just the album remixed, so I don't know if the original just sounded shitty or fuck if I know. But it's a decent album. It's not my favorite Blind Guardian album, but it is from the era of Blind Guardian that I like the most, so that's cool. And then we have we got the new Mayhem album with Damon, or Demon, or I don't know how you pronounce that. Just came out recently on Century Media. They should bring back Century Black. Remember that, Century Black? That was cool. Not like it really mattered, but it was a cool, little imprint that they had, way back when. It's got a pretty nice layout. I really like the printing on the CD here. The cover art itself, I think it's an alright, I don't know, I think it's an alright drawing or painting or whatever it is, but I don't think it quite suits the album or the band in general, but whatever. The music's pretty good. I really haven't given it a thorough listen where I'm sitting down and really fucking paying attention, so I need to do that. What I can say is I like what I'm hearing so far. Is it going to be album of the year? For me, anyways, I don't know. Not so far, but I'm kind of hoping it'll crack into my top 5 or at least my top 10. So, as I was kind of anticipating that album. Next, we got one of my favorite Black Sabbath albums. I've owned it for a long, long time, but I haven't. This is a new deluxe version that just came out, and I wouldn't have bought it normally, but I got it used really, really cheap. So, I mean, really cheap. Because these things are like $20 right now, which is a fucking ripoff. But Dehumanizer, it's in it's in a digipack. Everyone's doing digipacks these days. It's got a double disc. I mean, it's pretty nicely done. One of my favorite Sabbath albums. It's it was the return of Ronnie James Dio in what was it, 92 or something like that. 92, yeah. Yeah. So the second disc has bonus tracks, but it's like they're for me, they're kind of throwaway. It's got Master of Insanity single edit. Who needs that? It's got Letters from Earth B-side version. Who needs that? And it's got Time Machine Wayne's World version, which I'm pretty sure was on the original. Am I wrong? Maybe it's not. I could have sworn it was on the original. I actually like the Wayne's World version better than the original. They're not massively different, but it's just different enough that I've always preferred it to that. And then it's got, which is pretty cool actually, it's got a live performance from Live at the Sundome, Tampa, Florida, 25th July of 92. It's got 5 tracks played live. It sounds great. And 2 of them are previously unreleased also. But it's cleaned up and mixed, and all that shit. It sounds awesome. For a live recording, it's good. So yeah, one of my favorite Sabbath albums. Wouldn't have, like I said, if it wasn't dirt cheap, I probably wouldn't have bought that. That's definitely a collector's item, it's not going to appeal to many people unless they just didn't have the album to begin with, and then whatever. And this one's kind of similar vein to that also. Rainbow with Final Vinyl. What that means, I don't know, but it's basically a bunch of Rainbow tracks recorded live, anywhere from 79 to 84, it looks like. And it also has one previously unreleased track, which is, it's called Bad Girl. I believe it is a track with Graham Bonnet on vocals, which is cool, because I fucking love Graham Bonnet. One of the most absolutely underrated vocalists in metal. Just amazing. But yeah, other than that, a bunch of live tracks, and yeah. Hopefully it's at least a good live album. I'm sure it will be. Now we have a 90s album. Exactly when? 94. Got the Cramps with Flame Job. I like the Cramps. I don't own any of their stuff, so now I do. I've been meaning to get at least some of their shit for a long time now. yeah, man, legendary American. I think they're American. Fuck me, I'm no expert on the band, but they're one of the bands that basically, started the whole psychobilly genre. So, and that's a genre that I really like, especially it's probably easily my favorite punk genre. So, yeah, I dig the Cramps for sure. Got a couple more. We have the debut Nile album. What's it called again? Man, my memory right now is just shot to pieces. Amongst the Catacombs of Nephron Ka. Came out, 98, I think? Yeah, 98. Ugly layout and cover art like Nile has always had. Their logo's ugly. Their cover art is almost always ugly. Their layouts are ugly. But the music is good. I've always liked Nile. Since shortly after this one came out, I've been into them. And to be honest, their first two albums, I bought this just because I'm a Nile fan and I've never had this album. I personally, I don't care a whole lot for it. I don't care a whole lot for their second album either, but it was after that they really started, gaining steam, in my opinion. I'm sure there's people that prefer the first two albums, but I just never have. It's good stuff. It's good, brutal technical death metal. Not quite as epic as they would later become, but whatever. And last but not least, we have, this is kind of an oddball for me to buy. It's oddball in my collection, but I'll show you why I bought it here in a second. But Paradise Lost, 1 Second. I've never heard this album. I know opinions are very divided on this. A lot of diehard fans, which I'm not. I'm not a diehard Paradise Lost fan. I like their first two albums, and I like bits and pieces of some shit they've done since then. But yeah, but I don't know. I remember a year or two back, I remember somebody, I think it might have been in a magazine or, I don't know, someone reviewed this and said they really liked it, and you got to admit, it's really nice, like, what do you call these, Digibook versions? It's super thick, it's got, like, foil printing, it's shiny and pretty, that's why I bought it. It's just, fucking Music for Nations did a bang-up job on this. 2 discs, by the way. It's got a live, disc 2's live. I love these Digibook things. But yeah, they just did a nice job. That's all. I'll listen to it once or twice, and if I hate it, I'll trade it off to somebody or some shit. So, anyways, that is all I got. Yeah, thanks for watching. Talk to me about the music and the movies too. I've been really digging talking to you guys about movies. My horror DVD videos don't get as many views, but yeah, as long as a couple of people are talking to me, I'm going to keep doing them because it's just been really fun. So anyways, thanks for stopping by, and we'll talk soon. Cheers.